Testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to this afternoon's broadcast. Well, so yeah, so there, so I actually do all of that. So games and I think radio. I'm very bad, and so I was like, I think radio going. Funny how that works because I brought up my backup. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a relatively emergency edition here on Price Productions. UMass, Amherst, and Weber State minutes away from getting underway here this afternoon at the Promenade. This is an audio-only stream. We'll have it up here for the first period at a minimum. The video broadcast crew you can find through the Big Mountain Hockey Conference on Facebook. They are setting up and getting ready as we speak. I can see them directly across the way. They're trying to get wired and ready. So again, we'll have this going for everybody here at home, just as a little bit of an emergency so that folks don't miss out on opening puck drop here tonight between UMass, the Minutemen, and the Weber State Wildcats. And boy, we talk so much about the strength of this field at the Big Mountain Classic, and it's not going to get much stronger than the number 2 West Region Wildcats. 24-1 on the year, certifiably a wagon are the purple and black. Their only loss is to Cal Berkeley, who's playing in this field as well. They'll take on Metro State in the nightcap over on the green rink. And the scary thing, I think, has to be for opponents is that Weber State can just do it in so many ways. They've got some outstanding goal scoring. They've got goaltending in spades. This is maybe one of the deepest teams that Yoshi Region has had in his time at Weber State. Just top to bottom, they are so good. And they'll take on a relative unknown in the UMass Minutemen. And the caveat always is with the teams that come in from other regions is you just never quite know what you're going to get. Well, Providence College, the Friars, they came in from the Northeast region. They were inside the top 15, and they got absolutely whooped by the University of Utah today. 9-3 was the final, and frankly, it was really Utah all the way. The Utes jumped out to a lead as large as 5-1. Providence got back in the game, made it 5-3. And then the Utes really opened it up from there. And again, we're here, a little bit of an emergency audio stream for everybody at home as the video crew getting set up and rocking and rolling. Moments away from a puck drop. There is no ice cut after warm-ups here at the Promenade. So we will be going right into the game here tonight. And again, just as a reminder for everybody at home, this is an audio-only stream until the Big Mountain Hockey Conference YouTube channel gets up and running. We'll have the starting lineups and then the national anthem, and we'll take you through period number 1 here this afternoon at the Promenade. A big thank you to everyone being so flexible, and that's the rink, that's the teams, that's everybody. As these two teams were scheduled to play this afternoon in Greeley, and the power at the Ice House went out this afternoon. High winds have plagued the northern Colorado area for the better part of 2 days. They've had wind gusts of up to 70 miles an hour. A transformer blew. And so the two teams had to quickly pivot to get down here to the Promenade, where the Prom was able to secure them a sheet of ice, get them out here for a quick turnaround as the two teams are gathering up the warm-up pucks as we get ready to, again, get starting lineups and the anthem here tonight. A little bit of a scramble for everybody, but the job done. Everyone here and getting ready to get going this afternoon at the 3 rinks here in Westminster. As trying to get a peek, if I can, at starting lineups that are on the blue line. It looks like for Weber State, Owen Yancey getting the start between the pipes. He's been phenomenal all year. That's really what you could say about a whole host of this Wildcats group. Still some folks milling about. Looks like it'll be Caden Hunter, Kevin Norwood, and Makar Klochkov up top. Top forward line for Yosh. And then on the blue line, I think it's Matthew Houle and Luke Artakovich, the 5 skaters for Weber State. On the other side, for UMass, the starting lineup for the Minutemen, Timothy Michelle, Matthew Cerruti, Zach Baker, Sean Brown, and Michael Dunning, the 5 skating starters. And then it's Ryan Dilita in goal for the Minutemen here this afternoon. And I tell you, I mentioned it's a little bit of a scramble for everyone. That is public address announcers included. Everybody working on the backup facilities as best they can here this afternoon. And we talk about the quality of all of these teams. Again, we talked about Weber State 24-1 coming into play. UMass is in the top 15 in their Northeast region as well. In fact, they're 4th in that Northeast region. This is proving to be a heavyweight matchup.
Right defense. And
Public address announcer did his best with Artakovich's last name, but I could see Luke shaking his head. Absolutely not. Yeah, they got to try and get the feedback out of the microphone here.
Left wing, number 16, Makar Klochkov.
Yeah, that's a new one for one of the leading scorers in the ACHA D2. Yeah, they'll get Kevin's name correct.
And right wing, number 66, Caden Hunter.
And everybody doing their level best as we'll step aside for the playing of the national anthem. Puck drop on the other side. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when it rains, it pours. We got most of the national anthem, and then the a cappella version had to take over for the final verse. Moments away from Puck Drop here this afternoon in Westminster. Brendan Price, Price Productions, here with you on the audio stream, radio only. Again, the Big Mountain Hockey Conference YouTube channel will have the video stream up and running. I can see them across the way. Like the 2 teams, their crew, the volunteer crew for the conference, had to make their way down to the promenade. It's about an hour drive from Greeley to Westminster, and that is if you don't hit Friday rush hour traffic. So they're scrambling as fast as they can to bring you the video action. We'll take you home at least until then. Hunter and O'Neill for the opening draw. And we are underway. And just as quickly, the puck pinged up out of play off of a stanchion by Artakovic. With 3 seconds elapsed here in the first period, a couple of top 5 teams in their respective region. Weber State in their black jerseys with the purple and white trim. And UMass in their home white jerseys with the red and silver trim. O'Neill and Hunter for the draw. Hunter tries to push it forward into the UMass end. Minutemen will pick it up. Klotchkov, first-year ACHA player, and boy, oh boy, as he exploded offensively, over a point per game for Weber State as a rookie. Now surging forward down the far side, looking for an angle there was Kevin Norwood. Puck comes out to center red. Artakovic quickly pressured by Dunning. And now Weber's got numbers. Looking in front for Klotchkov was Norwood. Klotchkov on the back door. Can't pump this one in past Delita, excuse me. Top line for the Wildcats still going to work, and the net behind UMass goaltender Ryan Delita has come loose. We'll get a stoppage just 49 seconds in this first period. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Price Productions, at least temporarily. Offensive zone face-off on the left wing. Verschure in to take it for the Wildcats, countered by LaMonica. And it's the Minutemen that will surge forward into the neutral zone. That one dumped in by Sean Brown. He'll chase after the biscuit. And boy, finished his hit on Cooper James behind the Wildcat net as well. Puck goes down into the UMass end for icing. And missed pass through the neutral zone will bring the faceoff back to about 185 feet. And the Wildcats will contend with their first D-zone faceoff of the afternoon in front of Owen Yancey from Gilbertsville, Pennsylvania. Like many a Wildcat, played his junior hockey in Ogden and has now taken the step to play his ACHA hockey in Ogden. Minutemen try and cycle. Taking the bump in the left wing corner there was Mattingly. He hits the ice. LaMonica tries to twirl a pass through the slot. Comes out to the left point. Collected there by Hussey. He'll wrap it down low. Picked up by Kelly. Right wing Hatwall tries to play one up top. It's taken away by the Wildcats. And now Simon Verschure 1-on-3 in transition. Top of the left wing circle. Gets blown up by Baselli from behind after the dump in. Wildcat winger paid the price for that. And now UMass in control in the neutral zone. Rosa, rink wide, Siderapopoulos. Left wing circle shot saved by Yancey. Rebound kept out by Yancey as well. First with the blocker and then with the left pad. A frenetic opening 2 minutes here at the Promenade. Neither team seeming to suffer too much from the hour-long surprise bus ride. And a delayed penalty coming up. I believe this will be a roughing call. And it'll go against Christian Rosa. And that will give the Wildcat power play an opportunity to showcase their talent for the first time this afternoon. Faceoff will be on the left wing side. Number 1 unit out for the Wildcats. Norwood clean win to the near side wing. Now Houle at the left point. He'll walk the line on the backhand. Klotchkov, top of the left wing circle. Bumps it up top. Hunter, one-timer from Houle. In the right wing circle, wide of the net. Wildcats still in possession. Houle, right wing point, rotates. Now sizes it up down low. Norwood bumps it up top. Houle, his shot through traffic. The rebound, they score! The Wildcats have drawn first blood, and they do it on the power play. Kevin Norwood on the redirection converts on the man advantage 1-0 with 17-14 remaining in the first period. And that is part of the reason that the Wildcats are 24-1 this year. They convert on the man advantage at a high clip. They make it work. And it's put them ahead against UMass in the early going. So the Rosa roughing minor becomes a problem. And now Weber State searching for more. Gaining center red and throwing this puck in deep was Robert Simmons. Wildcats try and forecheck and hold the zone taken away. Haskell gains center red for the Minutemen. They'll feather this one deep on the backhand. Hool will scoop it up and lurch forward. Hool sidesteps 2, now 3. Hool coast to coast, gets behind the UMass red line, tries to flip a pass in front. Simmons will leave it. And Alonso tries to cycle it, taken away by UMass. LaMonica across the Weber line, his pass behind Kalunga, and now it's Weber State on the counter again. Verschure tries to play it rink wide, taken away. Now Reggie Abercrombie will slap one off the far wing glass. To lead out to play the biscuit behind the UMass net. Weber State right back to the cycle. Verschure, left wing half wall. Tied up by 2 Minutemen. UMass finally works it free as far as center red. Ethan Porter will dump this in behind Yancey. First time seeing Weber State in person. I've seen them on tape, but I tell you, the video doesn't quite do the speed with which the Wildcats play justice. This will run the length of the ice. It's on goal at Yancey. Icing wave. It's also scooped up by Aiden Theed. The giveaway inside the Wildcat defensive zone. UMass trying to cycle from the blue line. That wrist shot from Benjamin Dearden is gloved by Owen Yancey, reaching out to his left. Won't count as an official shot on goal. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. It depends on how generous the scorekeepers down below me want to be. 15-14 to go in the first period. 1-0 Weber State on the power play tally from Kevin Norwood. Face-off won by UMass in the offensive zone. Wrist shot off the stick of Dunning is blocked, and now the Wildcats in transition. Hughes drop pass, a one-timer from Landon Reed, swatted aside into the corner. Ryan Lee check that. It's Noah Takatani who goes to work. Slap shot from the left point blocked. Wildcats still in the offensive zone, and a glove save by Ryan DeLita. And this is similar to what we saw from the University of Utah in their game against Providence College here at the Promenade earlier today, where it just felt like from the word go, it was stomp on the gas pedal, forecheck everything, and make life incredibly uncomfortable. That's really been the tale in the opening 5 minutes. Hasn't been as much of a feeling out process as Hunter across the UMass line. Now over to the far wing circle. Klotchkov dangles to the front. The rebound just pushed wide by Hunter. Poole gets it back at the left point. Waits for the screen. His shot caroms off a body and goes wide. Wildcats still surging in the offensive end. Klotchkov with a drop pass. Nobody home, taken away by O'Neal. He'll get as far as center red for UMass before losing possession. Artakovic tries to go rink wide. Pass intercepted. Harrington takes a bump and throws it in behind Yancey. Artakovic will lift one in the air. Tries to spring Klotchkov. Minutemen go D to D. Hussey with Cerruti. Through the neutral zone. Alonso throws his weight around. Forces the puck back into the UMass zone. Hussey. That one's tapped along down the left wing. Torgi trying to chase after it. And it's Artakovic. Will wrap it around the far side wall. Stretch pass. And that one, Polakine will beat out icing. And on the backhand, surrounded by 2 UMass forwards. Gets it right back, though, in the high slot. Now right wing circle. Simmons, stick save, the rebound. 2 shots on the doorstep for Alonso. And Toledo with his finest save of the afternoon keeps it a 1-0 game. Now the Minutemen on the counter. The Lone Ranger Torgi blows a tire in the right wing corner. And that'll allow Weber State to get the puck as far as the point. Held by Liam Scanlon. He'll wind it around to the far side wall. One into space. Scanlon just let it run, and Corey Mader the first one to get there. Mader from Anaheim. That one, watch out. Right up into the stands and out of play. All of the fans are on the opposite side of us here on the broadcast perch up here at the Promenade. No netting, so everyone's got to keep their head on a swivel as the puck goes out of play. Wildcats control off the neutral zone face-off. Sowell tries to play that ahead. Yancey was calling for an ice. Don't think he's going to get that. Play continues. Feed, right wing corner. Finally dug out by Verschure. And now it's Weber State in transition again. Corey Mader, he's got a wicked shot. Instead, he'll cross corner dump in. Mattingly will swing it right back from whence it came. Mader in front. Mattingly tries to put one to goal. And that one pinballs off a body wide. That's the second or third time we've seen Weber State get an opportunity in space, and now it's UMass on the counter. Halunga from the left wing and a left pad save by Yancey. Kicks the rebound out to push the counterattack for the Wildcats. Now the trailer, high slot. Mader drills one. He scores! Corey Mader picked his spot. And the heavy shot from the lefty cannons in past Toledo. And with 11:48 to go in the first period, 2-0 to the number 2 team in the West. Mader waited for an opportunity, got the screen in front of Toledo, and then sniped a corner high blocker side past the UMass goaltender. And clearly the bus ride down from Greeley didn't affect the hot start for the Wildcats. In the neutral zone, they'll surge ahead, looking for more down the right wing and into the corner, trying to fight free for a lane there was Jaden Hughes. Wildcats with possession, right wing half wall. Poole at the left point, pinches in, throws a shot towards the front. It was tipped, and now the rebound may spring Sideropoulos. Sideropoulos on a breakaway, dragged out from behind. The puck went in the net. Yancey went in the net. It comes spilling off of its moorings. And now the question will be, is it going to be a good goal or a penalty shot? Because Sideropoulos had a breakaway. He was in on the last step. There was no doubt that it was a clear goal-scoring opportunity. And it appears to be that it is a penalty shot awarded to Zach Sideropoulos from Hanover, Mass. One-on-one with Owen Yancey. A real opportunity for the Minutemen to get a goal against the run of play, it has to be said. Weber State has dominated the opening portion of the first period. 11:11 to go in the first. The Minutemen making a wish, looking for a lifeline. Sideropoulos right down Broadway, head fake to the backhand. He stuffs it, and he scores. Yancey went down, spread eagle. Sideropoulos able to push the puck around the right pad and in. And UMass has a lifeline early. It's 2-1. Some of the Weber State players were asking about forward progress of the puck. Sideropoulos, that last move that he made forehand to backhand, looked like the puck may have been moving laterally instead of forward, but that's why I'm up here and the referees are down there getting paid the big bucks. 2-1. A riveting opening 9 minutes here from the Promenade. Wildcats on the turnover. Cross corner dump in. Feathered off the stick of Klotchkov. Norwood goes to work on the right wing half wall. Taken away by the goal scorer, Sideropoulos. Poole, quick peek over the shoulder. He'll drill one around off of Klotchkov and through the neutral zone. Picked up there. Norwood now full head of steam. Hunter, edge of the left wing circle. His wrist shot tipped wide by Timothy Michel. Carrara through the neutral zone. Punches one into the Weber end. And now a sandwich in the left wing circle. Carrara tries to get to the puck. Does so, right wing corner. Play one down low. Abercrombie takes the hit, only gets the puck as far as the left point. UMass holds the zone. And now it's Weber State in transition. Norwood doesn't have any help. They'll punch it deep off the pads of Delita, and Weber State will go for a change. UMass out of their own zone, full head of steam for Dunning. Loses the puck at the center red line. And this will allow the Wildcat forecheck to go to work. Just as quickly, UMass in transition. Hussey across center red. Hits Brown, left wing, tries to get a pass into the slot. Hussey's stick was lifted, so he couldn't get turned around to shoot. Wildcats across the UMass line. It was Parker James who carried it forward. Puck still bouncing around in the neutral zone. Hockey equivalent of kickball or hot potato, take your pick. Wildcats behind their own net with possession. 9:21 to go in the first period here this afternoon from the Promenade. 2-1 Weber State on top of UMass here again. Audio only. This was a late move to Greeley. An opportunity here in front. Dancing. 2 attempts on the doorstep as Torchy and Haskell will both whacking away at the puck. Yancey covers it up in the blue paint. Again, these two teams were scheduled to play in Greeley. A power outage due to high winds at the Ice House. Both teams had to scurry down here about an hour on the bus. And both of these teams rolled in here at the Promenade about 3:45 within minutes of each other. Credit to the bus drivers on both the sides. Got ready for 4:30 warm-ups as Yancey will cover up this just to the left of his goal post. And from there, it was a mad dash for everybody here at the Promenade. We found out about 2 o'clock, oh, maybe 2:30, that power was out, and it was trying to find ice, get this game in, and these two teams got here, got ready to play, and again, the Big Mountain Hockey Conference YouTube channel, they will have the video stream for you guys, hopefully for the second period and moving forward. Again, I can see them getting set up across from me. So they'll have a little bit more of the sights than just the sounds. And I appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate the kind words. What a hit. Oh, man. And that one pinged the crossbar, made her look for a second and nearly had it. Wildcats go to work on the cycle. That one thrown in short side. Delita makes the save. And again, I really appreciate the kind words that, you know, I will be the first to tell you that there's no team I wouldn't do this for, but Weber State, one of the teams that I would definitely go the extra mile for. Again, just knowing that a lot of these guys played junior hockey in the USPHL, been at Weber State for 2-3 years, gotten to watch a lot of these players over the years, and Justin Monroe, the broadcaster for Weber State, a friend, does a phenomenal job, and so figured if the Wildcats could get here in an hour and put something together, the least they could do is get on air for everybody. Right wing circle, wrist shot, deflected up and out of play. As surging towards the front was Shane Kelly for the Minutemen. 7:51 to go here in period number 1. 2-1, Weber State on top. Offensive zone face-off, and that one wired from the top of the slot by Will Forrest. Yancey taking no chances, slides to his left and makes the glove save. Shots on goal, 10-8 in favor of the Wildcats so far here this afternoon. And again, face-off won by UMass. They try to get it back to the blue line. The Wildcats will pick it off. It's up in the neutral zone. Almost a locking of face cages between Landon Reed and the UMass captain, Michael Dunning. And now the two parties will get to spend 120 seconds thinking about their life choices. Believe it should be 4-on-4 hockey. The whistle did come while the puck was in play, so even though it's offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct, a lot of open ice for two teams that have not been shy about trying to fly up and down north and south. Number one unit out there for Weber State. Artakovich, Hunter, Klotchkov, and Houle. On the move, Houle across the UMass line. Snapshot gloved by Delita. And I can see in the comments there's some debate about Oklahoma State versus Weber State. I mean, the rankings right now say the Cowboys are number one, Weber State number two. Oklahoma State only plays, I think it's 5 or 6 games here in the second portion of the year as Delita, a stick save, rebound. Artakovich will pick it up, right wing circle. Now the one-timer drilled high by Caden Hunter. Klotchkov tries to work it out to the point. And this will come back out all the way to the Weber State blue line. Delayed offside. Carrara couldn't bring the puck into the offensive zone. Had to wait for his teammates to touch up. And really, when it comes down to it, finishing first is nice. As across the line, a quick snapshot from Hunter, wide of Delita. But it really is finishing top two. That is what matters. That gets you the bye into nationals. And given the way ACHA, the West region in particular, has gone over the last 2 or 3 years, I wouldn't want any part of being in that regional field. The Wildcats on the move, face-off circle, rich shot blocked. That was off the stick of Norwood. Now Abercrombie through traffic. Artakovich having a conversation with Delita at the top of the UMass crease. Again, you look at regionals over the last couple years in the West, and boy, oh boy, they have not been a picnic. It has not been a fun time to be a top seed, I'll tell you that much. Last year, Texas made it through. They were one of the last teams in the field. Abercrombie will roll it down low in the left wing corner looking for Norwood. Norwood now wants to go rink wide to the far side. Gets it back. High slot. Norwood waits and a blocker saved by Delita. Abercrombie holds the zone at the left point only for a moment. Norwood loses his stick. May have been slashed out of his hands by Sideropoulos. Officials so far have really, between the whistles, let these guys play. Norwood across the UMass line. Tries to sidestep 2 Minutemen. Gets the puck back to the right point. Wide pass into the corner looking for James. Both teams back at full strength, 5-on-5. As the offsetting minors to Reed and Dunning have expired. Now Simmons tries to leave it for Alonzo. Minutemen in transition across center red. Sideropoulos down the left wing into the high slot. Still on the forehand. Wrist shot blocked. Was surrounded by 4 Wildcats in the high slot there. And now Weber will clear the puck. Feed on the move. Wants to go rink wide. Pass intercepted by Hussey on the left side. And now Simmons out of his own end. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Mater asking for it. Gets it. Left wing circle and a body save. Delita may have took that one in the collarbone. That's the third good look Mater has had in the first period. He's got a goal on one of them. Torgy, left wing half wall in the offensive zone for UMass. Tries to roll one downstairs. Picked off there. But still bouncing around from the left wing circle. Yancey makes a stick save on Halunga. Now Houle goes to work. One hands it away from Torgy behind the Weber State net. Torgy rifles a pass into the high slot. Dunning pinches in from the right point. UMass, this is really their first cycle 5-on-5 here in the first period with 4:05 to go in period number 1. 2-1 Weber State on top. Simmons from the neutral zone, stick save. Mater slap shot, another stick save by Delita. And when you put the puck on net, good things happen. Mattingly will chase this down in the Weber zone. The puck will die before it hits the red line, so icing waved here. And on the other side, icing waved again. Two UMass players had a chance to play it in the neutral zone, couldn't. Mattingly on the turnover across the UMass line. Mattingly drills one. Delita with a left shoulder save. Push the rebound wide behind the Minutemen net. The danger not yet done. Hopping and skipping on the right wing half wall was Verschure taken out as the Minutemen clear the zone. Cerruti down the left-hand side. Cerruti has it knifed away from him in the corner. Has support. Brown goes to work. Dispossessed. Late surge here for UMass in this first period. 2-1 our score. I see in the chat that there are no Nationals auto bids this year. Thank you, AJ, for that one. Yancey tries to play that one out behind the net. This is what happens when I get caught jumping in last minute. I forget about those silly rule changes. Puck skitters over the Weber State blue line, and now the Wildcats will control in the neutral zone. They'll toss that into the UMass set. Scooped up there by Hussey. Now Porter out of his own zone will loft one rink wide. Abercrombie tries to settle it. Harassed from behind by Baselli. And again, Weber State on the defensive a bit over the last 3 minutes. 2 minutes to go in the first period here from the Promenade. Again, these two teams were supposed to play in Greeley, but you can't play without lights. So the team's moving down here at the last minute to Westminster. Now, all the way to the front of the net. Norwood drives. Two efforts kicked aside by Delita. Again, the Weber State top line creating, trying to get that pass in front. Klotchkov, bottom of the right wing circle, will whip it up top, and that one will skip back to center red. Gathered up there by Aiden Feed. Dump in blocked. Now Rosa tries to play it across the line. A minute to go here in period number 1. It has been a fast-paced physical affair. Hunter on the turnover. Right wing circle. On the forehand, Hunter looks for the trailer. It was Klotchkov who just put that effort high. Second try off the end glass. It was Sowell on the effort. Weber State has had some good looks. Have to feel like they've been the better of the two teams. Here in this opening 20 minutes, and AJ's right on cue there in the chat. Weber State is, oh, here we go. Simmons lofts one wide, screaming down the slot. Couldn't get that one on goal. Weber State has really effectively locked up the 2 seed, barring some unforeseen tragedy. They might be able to catch Oklahoma State, but they would really have to go 4 for 4 with some massive victories this weekend. Wildcats in their own zone. Simmons from center red will just cross corner dump it in to the UMass zone, and that will take us to the end of period number 1. Weber State with a 2-1 lead. Kevin Norwood with the power play goal early in period number 1. Corey Mater drilling home the second Wildcat goal. That made it 2-0 Weber State. And UMass got a lifeline thanks to the Zachary Sideropoulos penalty shot goal just over halfway through the first period. Make it a 1-goal game, headed to the locker room. We'll go over and make sure that the video stream is up and running before we say goodbye. Again, an audio-only stream here on Price Productions before the Big Mountain Hockey Conference YouTube channel gets their stream up and running. Again, we'll get that verified for you in the intermission. and we'll get you some answers in the chat. Big thank you to everyone for joining us here this afternoon. 2-1 Weber State after 20 minutes. Now we are here in the first intermission. Did want to give everyone an update. We can confirm if you go to the Big Mountain Hockey Conference YouTube page, they have got the video stream up and running. They had, I believe, the last 6 minutes or so of the first period. They will take you home the rest of the way. Again, a big thank you to everyone for hopping over here and keeping me honest on the broadcast, particularly on the regionals and side of things. For our Weber State folks on the radio audio cast here today, you can catch the rest of the game today on the Big Mountain Hockey Conference YouTube channel. That will be your home for the game today. That will be your home for the game tomorrow. And that will be the home of your game on Monday. For Weber State, your Colorado State game on Sunday night, that will be right back here on Price Productions. We carry the Colorado State Rams game, so we'll have Sean Rosenberger and Zach Goodman up in Fort Collins to take you home on Sunday for UMass. Got to take a look at the schedule here. Got to get my wires on straight. The Big Mountain Hockey Conference YouTube channel will have your game tomorrow and Sunday. And then on Monday morning, again, if you're a UMass fan, you can come right back over to Price Productions, as we also are the exclusive home of Metro State Hockey. And we'll have the Monday morning tilt before everybody gets out of here for travel. Again, a big thank you to everyone for joining us here for the opening period of hockey from the Promenade. You can head on over to the Big Mountain Hockey Conference YouTube channel for the video stream for the rest of the game. Brendan Price and Price Productions signing off this afternoon in Westminster. 2-1 Weber State over UMass. We've got about 7.5 minutes left of the first intermission.